Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Lynn's Wisdom Nuggets. I hope you guys are doing well today. My notes. I'm doing well. I'm just thinking about what I wanted to talk about, what nuggets I wanted to share today. And I was just in the back and in the restroom actually, and Spirit said, "Tell your truth." I started this channel, Wisdom Nuggets, with a whole different mindset. But it was coming from not a place of love, but a place of fight and war and, you know. But then the Spirit just took a whole different turn. But you can share truth in love. You can speak it in love. So that's what I want to share today. My whole life has been hacked. First it started with my internet, then it went to my phones, went to my laptop, and I kind of felt like it went to even my Alexa. But it's like my entire personal space was just taken over by someone. Not sure if it was an American or a foreigner or who. I'm suspicious of I changed my number, and that's when it all started happening. I'm suspicious of the phone company because, everything is linked to your email address on your phone. So, of course, that's all your passwords, your sites, your financials, everything. Everything's on your phone. And so, yeah, it just started small, trickling. I couldn't get in my email. My password was changed. Then it went to my apps. I couldn't get into my apps. And went to my Cash App, went to my Venmo. It went to Zeal and Soothe. I was a massage therapist. I say was because I'm not practicing right now for the safety sake. But it was like whoever was able to just pretty much take over everything. I guess it was trying to find out where was I getting money from or whatever. And I'm suspicious even of the apartment complex. So be leery of the places that offer too much free. I think it's like a setup game, meaning it's much higher than them because, sometimes all you got to do is promise people money. I don't put anything past the times in which we live right now because everyone's trying to make a hustle. Those 2 months may end up costing you. And this is the second apartment complex that I did that, and each time I had issues. The first time I had issues was just harassment, just constant harassment, I couldn't sleep. I know they were coming into my apartment complex, they were stealing stuff. It was horrific. And then I moved, and then it started here again. I had a camera outside my door, and different residents would just walk by and just do harassing things on my camera. And I'm like, these are grown people. And it's not a cheap apartment complex either. It's brand new. And so it's just, it started with harassment. And then I saw these crazy marks outside my door on the ground, which looks like some sort of satanic witch markings on the outside my door in the concrete. And I complained about it, and then someone came over and painted over it or whatever. But then I noticed it down with the person down under me, and theirs is just growing. So it must be a level of harassment or fear or I don't know. But we're living in a really hard time right now. So pray for me, pray for others, pray for people of light. People of, I call them God's children because not everybody, we got to tell. Some people are God introduced, meaning through church, religion, or whatever. But then some people are just born. You can see a child and say, man, that child came from God, just a special light in their heart where no matter what happens to them or what you do to them, they just still keep loving. And that's a commodity that people are unfortunately using for their highest good because it starts at birth. But if you can train someone out of that goodness that's within them and have them worried, always fighting back. Those gifts that God placed within that child is still here as a gift into the earth. And the world is not what they told us that it is. It's an illusion. It's just like gifts and talents for people who are creative in the arts and music and words and whatever. It's unfortunate that sometimes that squares out and siphon for money, meaning you put you in a place where you do 90% of the work and but only get paid maybe 20 or 30% of it. But your gift is what produces the revenue. And that's just the way society is kind of made up. But you got to be smarter. And I think during the pandemic, a lot of people got smart about that. And they don't just give themselves away like they used to. They learned to invest in themselves. They had a moment to just say, where nobody was telling them what to do. Meaning, a lot of the religious occultic churches were shut down. And all God's children need is sometimes just a moment. I'm reminded of Samson, when Delilah, she found out the secret to his strength, which was his hair. But when his hair, and then they gouged out his eyes and they cut off his hair. But they used his strength, to keep the temple. He was doing something in the temple. I have to reread it again. But it was as if he was using his strength for the sake of the people at the temple. And he couldn't see, but his hair had grew back, and they didn't pay any attention to that. They just paid attention to what they did to him, because they figured if he can't see, he can't operate. And then he prayed to God, God, just give me strength to do something one more time. And so he utilized his strength to destroy the temple, which in turn destroyed the people that had enslaved him for his gifts. But God's gifts are without repentance. We are who we are. They may utilize us, use us, take advantage of us for a while. But in the end, if we just remember who we are, and I feel like that's what the pandemic did for some of us. It was supposed to have an adverse effect, I believe, on the world. It's supposed to make us more fearful, but in turn, God's people woke up. We got our strength back. Our hair grew back. And that's the wisdom nugget today, is just like with me, what happened to me, I can't take that back. It hurt. For 2 weeks, I didn't know what to do. I'm not sure from week to week what I'm going to do. Right now, I'm getting ready to start a temporary job just to hopefully keep my car. They're probably going to serve notice of eviction on my apartment, because turnips, you can't get blood from it. You only get turnip juice. And but I'm praying and believing God. I'm trusting God. If you so choose to give, please do so. My email will be in the bottom. But I don't know what I'm going to do. And that's my nugget. Samson hair grew back. And for me, my faith is growing back. My faith in God. Massage is a very intimate, spiritual, intimate block. And honestly, I was losing who I was. It was almost like an energetic exchange. It was like I was becoming more like them, meaning seeking the money, the prestige. It's like the temptation with Jesus, jump down and worship me and turn the stone to bread. It was those moments like that of will you do this, will you do that? And I had some elite clients, but that world is not who I am. I love the healing art of massage, but I don't like the prestige and to be able to have a list of people. And I have a list of people who I've massaged, because at the end of the day, it means nothing, because there was an exchange there. We have a certain amount of light, unless you're children of God. For some reason, our light replenishes, or it comes back to us. It comes back around. If someone does something to us wrongfully, that's like a seed sown in the ground, and the good would come back to us. That's just how God made us, and it's a beautiful thing. That's the difference between the children of God and the children of the world. When they deplenish, it's like the 9 virgins. When they deplenish all their oil, they got to go get some more from somewhere else. And that's why they asked the ladies, share your oil with me, share you. And it's like, no, we only got enough for ourselves. And that's the thing we got to remember. We don't have enough for ourselves. It's okay to give, but give from your surplus, not from your reserve. So Lynn's nugget for today is, I say yes to being a better receiver. Yes, yes. When you are willing to receive, a gift appears. I say yes to being a better receiver. When you are willing to receive, a gift appears. Yes, yes. Thank you, God, for my gifts appearing. Trusting in life. Today, I would trust that the events occurring in my life are not random. My experiences aren't mistakes, and the universe, my higher power, and life are not picking on me. I'm going through exactly what I need to go through. Yes, yes. To learn something valuable, something that will prepare me for the joy and love I'm seeking. Yes. Trusting in life. Today, I would trust that the events occurring in my life are not random. My experiences aren't mistakes, and the universe, my higher power, and life are not picking on me. I'm going through exactly what I need to go through to learn something valuable, something that will prepare me for the joy and love I'm seeking. Yes, yes. And today I added a card. It's a card about balance. It says, I am whole and complete. What thoughts and actions help me feel whole? Yeah. What can I do to feel that way every day? Put it in the comments down below. What thoughts and actions help you feel whole? Help you feel complete? Help you feel like, I'm on my game today? What can I do to feel that way every day? Do that little something. Let's bring balance. And let's do our soul card. It says, so, when was the last time you laughed uncontrollably? When was the last time you laughed uncontrollably? I think probably one time I laughed, last time I really, really laughed. Oh, Lord. I won't share that story. It's kind of gross, but it was funny. Well, I guess I will. Okay. It's 18 and above. Unfortunately, my little niece passed at 11. And so you know how you're at the home and you're parked so that you can follow behind the casket as it leaves the home place headed to the church for the funeral. And everyone was really sad, and it was a heartbreak. It was an instant. She had an aneurysm at 11. And so I was married at the time, and so we were in the car and we were waiting. And my ex, he used to drink a lot of water all the time. And I think that day too, he had drank a Mountain Dew because he loved Mountain Dew. And the bottle was empty, and he was like, oh my God, I gotta use the bathroom. And he was like, I can't hold it. But of course, we were down the hill from the house because had to line up on the side of the road because of all the cars. It was a lot of support for her. And so he's like, I gotta go. But it was too far to walk up the hill to the house. And then plus he didn't want to lose his spot because everyone was lined up. So I think I suggested, I was like, use the bottle. And he was like, okay. He started using the bottle. Oh my God. And he couldn't stop the flow. And the bottle was filling up. I started screaming. He started screaming. I was like, you better stop. It's going to overflow. We ain't got nothing else. And he was laughing. He was like, stop. Come here, me using on myself. It was an uncontrollable moment because first of all, it was a funeral and it was sad. But we were in the car trying to hold our laugh and him trying to hold his stream. And the bottle filling up, and then he didn't know when it was going to stop, neither did I, and we didn't know what to do. But we laughed, and we were screaming, and of course it stopped right at the very tip of the bottle. But that was probably the most uncontrollable laugh that I've had. And that's been, oh my goodness, that's been 23 years ago. But I laugh now whenever I think about that. But when was the last time you laughed uncontrollably? Put it in the comments. Make it short and sweet. Many blessings. I love you. It's a little long today. Peace and blessing. Lynn's Nugget. Lynn's Wisdom Nuggets. Go through. It's the only way out. And be a blessing to someone else. Be leery of those 2 months free.